Hi, everyone. My name is Kamia, and I'm a co-director of journalism for Youth Insights.
And yeah, my name is Audi, and I'm the co-founder and also the chief programming management in my company, Global Millennial Group. And yeah,
All right. So for our first question, what sparked your interest to pursue a career in the government and international relations?
so yeah, if it's talking about the government, actually, it's not directly. I currently work in government, but yeah, regarding that, I have my own company that they also work together with the government, so we can say that it's indirectly we work with the government. And regarding that, my own company is actually like have strong related as well with my major in international relations. And yeah, it's kind of long story, and I believe we can talk about it later. And the reasons why I pursued it in particularly, like yeah, of course, we have me and all of my team have same concern regarding the educations. And yeah, that's why we chose this path, and we found this way to continue with our career. Yep.
Yeah, I think that sounds really interesting that, you and like your fellow, I guess, like team members now really came together. It's all you had, like the commonality is your career and your passion, and then that became the company that you are a co-founder of now. So going off of that, what was your educational pathway to now becoming the chief program officer and then co-founding your company?
Okay, so I'm not saying actually like me as the international relations student is actually the right major and really related to what I'm doing now as programming management. And I can say the major that really related with my title as chief programming officer is actually more like something management or something like communications major. But yeah, in this matter, because like what we learn in, or what we're doing as a programming management is more like communications, or how we plan, or how we manage the time. And yeah, it's actually something that I learned outside of my study. So so yeah, but the thing is, what I study in my major, it's also help, but not indirectly. So like how I really describe my educational pathway is actually more like something that I also learn and adapt from the outside of what I study currently right now.
Yeah, okay. So I think that really goes to show that, you don't have to take the traditional pathway to pursuing a career,
Yeah.
because I feel like international relations, there is a lot that you can do in the field. And like you said, you never thought, like, you probably didn't know that you were going to co-found a company at that point, that you would more be on like the admin side of this. But, eventually whatever you learn still applies to the overall career that you have now. And so talking about that career, what would you say are some of the character traits that are required within a career basically that's similar to yours?
Okay, so if you're talking about the character that really needed to be in a place what I'm having the career now. Of course, the first thing is should be the communications, because like me as the chief programming officer, like I always communicate with the other manager or the other director when we have something to do, including is it in verbally or written. If written, of course, we using WhatsApp or anything. And if verbally, mostly we are using Zoom, like what we doing right now. And yeah, that's the first thing, like how we communicate, how we behave, and also how we should treat the others. And of course in some limit, and also we have to behave because we have to maintain our personality, professionality, right? And then the other thing should be the time management, and also including when you are also a student and you are doing the work, it's also not something that really easy to do, like even though like you are already a graduate. But of course time management is also still important, because of course outside of the work you have so many things to do, right? Including like you're doing your hobby, including you need something that maybe refreshing your mind, like maybe watching movie, listening music. And if you can manage that, it's also will make you just, you know, like drown in your work, and you don't have anything any time to do anything. And last but not least, I think it should be uh managing everything. Like I don't know, like what verb or terms that I can use in this, but managing everything is actually like how we plan, or what we would like to have, like maybe in the next week. Or yeah, so in my office, in my in program officer, like you have to already have the planning, like the 6 month in advance. And of course it's not easy. And yeah, you have to learn like what you would like to build and what you would like to plan, like in the some kind of month or even years in the future. That's it.
Yeah, I do agree that some of those things sound like, something that would really apply to a career that does work on sort of the scale, like the management skill that you're on. Like, you obviously need professionality, time management, communication. I feel like you said, is a big one, because when you do have the admin role in a position that, also has to do with like international relations, that it does matter that, you are on top of everything. So I think those sound like some character traits that really apply. And yeah, related to what you do, like your current career, what would you say a typical day at work is for you, and maybe even what it was before the pandemic?
Okay, of course we're talking about the before pandemic first, right?
Mhm.
And yeah, it's just like ordinary, like what we've always seen, like maybe in the in the internet, in the movie, or in the television, where you go to the office, like the real office, real place. And you have to really wearing a good suit, like you have to wearing shirt and and the bottom one. And of course it's not always applied in online, right? And we're talking about the before pandemic as well. It's something that we have the touch with the other person, and we can communicate like really directly. And I think it's something that, you know, like it's irreplaceable. It cannot be replaced by something that we have in online. But sometimes, like when we having the offline one, I think it's not really giving us the productivity like we can have in online. I mean, like in online you can also having the multitask, like for example, like if you also doing study, or you doing anything outside of the work, you can also doing it at once in your PC or your phone. Then if you're talking about the online, I think it's really something that I can say it's really suit to me, because yeah, I'm actually someone that more flexible oriented. And as you know, that in online there is everything that really adaptable. For example, like we having what we have now, like Zoom. And you can really just prioritize what you wearing at the top, and the bottom one you just can be really whatever you want. And yeah, the thing the online or the offline is actually both of them have their own characteristic. But yeah, basically it's just about us how we face it and how we take it. And I think whatever is it the situation, we have to do the best. And yeah, it's important for us to have really adaptable capability. That's it.
Yeah, I do think that's important. Obviously, I think people are now getting used to being online or using Zoom more, but before, obviously, it was something that many people didn't like. But like you said, if you're a flexible person, it can really help you, and it won't hinder your work if it doesn't help, it at least won't be like detrimental to the work you do. So flexibility also, I think, comes into play. And so related to that, what is some other advice you would give to any younger students or like just any youth who hope to pursue a career similar to yours?
All right. So the first thing first, I think it should be you have to familiar yourself with the work situations, work conditions, like the conditions in the startup, in the company, because like if you're really like having zero experiences, I think you might have like really shock culture because yeah, like actually so many millennials right now like always complaining, oh my god, in this company like blah blah blah, in this startup like blah blah blah. But the thing like yeah, it works, you know, like it's the place for everyone like doing the work. And of course it's not the place that you will always like, it's not the place like you will always have fun. And in fact that when you doing the works, it's normal if you like having stress, like if you really tired, because like it's not what you were there and what you were meant to be to get some fun, because you are doing the work, you like making some money or anything. So the first thing first is you have to familiar yourself with the work conditions and etc. So you will get something that what not makes you shock. And then the second one is of course the managing skill and also the communications, because you will have to work with so many people. Like yeah, I still remember like when I was the first time in the work, like I don't really like trust so many people, so I just wanted to do everything by my own. But by the time like my company getting bigger and the work is like getting crazier and I can like handle it by my own, so I have to trust the other, I have to have my communication skill, I have to being able to managing with the others. And yeah, it's important. And last but not least, I think it's just how we put ourselves to facing in any situations. And yeah, maybe like if you're talking about this, it's actually how we like be more someone that wiser, or in specifically maybe you can also read some kind of philosophy, especially in stoicism. I think it's also important thing that we need to have in this life. Like we have to accept whatever happening in this life. And I think it could be also reducing that could be the conflict in the work condition. So yeah, I think the all of this is really important thing that you need to have as a skill before you pursuing career in the work.
Yeah, I particularly like that you mentioned getting experience, but not only with like the work you're doing, but you want to learn about the environment, the conditions, the workload, like how much stress are you going to face, how much, like how much are you going to have to socialize with other people. So I do agree that you really need like a 360-degree overview of what work entails in the career or the specific job that you want before you go into it. And that doesn't only show skill, but that prepares you just to do the work and present yourself and have a good first impression. And yeah, with that said, that sort of ends the first section of our interview. And the next three questions are going to be more about your career and the more specific to you. So the first one is going to be, though the first question is, could you describe the work you did in the past as a public relations and liaison officer?
All right, so yeah, this thing is actually we can find in internet, but yeah, like more specifically, what I've done in the past, like yeah, the first thing first that I having is actually as public relations, and as what everyone knows, public relations is actually like where we are like the delegations or someone that believed by the company to take care of the external parties. So of course, yeah, I was having so many like interact with someone outside the company. I have to make a deal with the others. Like it's also something that I have to plan. Like what is the benefit for my company, and also what the benefit of someone that I would like to have a deal with them. And it's something that also important for us to like, like having something to be plan as a strategy. And of course, in public relations, we also need a communication skill, because like before they sign the document, we have to do some kind of negotiations, and we have to explain like what is the beneficial for both of these parties. So yeah, it was really good times for me, like in public relations, but at the same time, it's also challenging. And then talking about the liaison officer, so the best actually working in field related to the music. So like something that we all know, like when we're seeing the gigs, the stage, like when there is a promoter that inviting an artist, a musicians. So I was the one that always being the delegations to taking care of the guest star. So like when there is a music festival, and the promoter telling me that the guest star is already like almost attend to the stage, like they will ask the liaison officer to like accompany the guest star like everywhere. So yeah, in that things we also need to have, of course, the communication skill, but just not only the communication skill, but it's also actually I believe it's also related to something that we know in psychology stuff, because like yeah, it's not easy like when you have to in this communicate with the other in like really certain situations. For example, the guest star or the musician or like the superstar, and yeah, you have to know how to behave, you have to know that you don't have to talk that much, and sometimes like you have to know like what kind of mood these people in, so we have to adapt with it. And yeah, I think both of this work that I have in past is really fun, and if I go back, I think I really love it. Is it?
Yeah, I think both of them sound very different, but very interesting at the same time. Like public relations, you're sort of like the middle person communicating between two parties. And I feel like that comes with challenges, but at the end of the day, being that sort of middle ground can bring a lot of like interesting tasks or just, work and a lot of, I think, learning opportunities too. And then also like with the liaison officer, obviously, if you were working in the music industry, which I feel like a lot of people want to do, but even that's an example of what you can do in the music industry outside of just creating music or producing music. So I think both of those show a lot of opportunity. Okay, so our second question for like the second section is, how and why did you decide to create your company, which is called the Global Millennial Group, and at the end of 2020?
So yeah, so it's actually inspired by what we're doing in the pandemic, because yeah, all of us like really having a thing that really changing our activity. And for what we see, especially in what really related with us, is of course the educations. Like we see so many youth, so many students that they actually really wanted to join like a competitions. They really wanted to join for something that they've never been. And sometimes they like been all alone, like have no anybody to ask, to giving them advice. So comes from that concerns, we believe that we need to provide so many youth in the world to have the equal opportunity to learn, the equal place and platform to develop themselves. And yeah, Global Millennial Group is also one of the platform that always provide a conference, competitions, and also the mentoring. So like everyone will have their opportunity to learn, and of course they will interact with the other mentee, and also they will have the opportunity to learn from the one that are really competent in the field with the mentor. And yeah, I think it's really important, and so far, like we already like run like for like 1.5 years. It's getting bigger, and there is so many youth that we believe it's being the part of this, and we're really also excited to see what will happen in the future. And of course, there's like still a lot of homework that that we need to done and plan in the future. But the things, yeah, the reasons is always youth that I believe they don't have so many opportunity, and with Global Millennial Group, it's something that we believe the platform for them to learn there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think especially what you said about the, creating this company during the pandemic, when there's obviously people that unfortunately like don't have access to education and learning platforms, but after the pandemic it only got worse for a lot more youth. So I think your company, is doing a really great job, and I think you guys like created an entity that really could benefit a lot of youth. And yeah, so thank you for doing that. And this sort of question sort of follows up on the previous one, which is, how do you think the pandemic has affected you personally and professionally?
Yeah, so it's actually like affect me like a lot. Like back like 3 years, 4 years ago, like office is always being important, right? But now the time, I think there's also like a lot of company, including mine, that starting to put the office is not the place for work, but more like a formally place for the administrator. Like for example, like if there is someone that would like to to know like where actually this company is. And yeah, actually there is like a lot of happen when this pandemics happening, and also there's also something that inspire us. And the thing is, what we see regarding our company itself, like there is so many also opportunity for them, like when back then when it's offline, like the competitions, the mentoring, and also the conference. There's also like all of them like really expensive, but because of this online, we able to provide it in really affordable price. Because what, yeah, of course we only need a Zoom, and the speaker is also need just in their home, and also the delegates is also just need to prepare their laptop and also their connections. And with that, this kind of stuff, or also this kind of platform is will be always something that affordable for everyone, not just only for someone that is the children of the rich people. And back again in how it's affected so many people, it's also essentially like, yeah, we see it in globally, like so many people that changing their way of life in the works. And for me personally, it's have a good and bad side, but so far, like I almost feels that it gave me so much positive side from this pandemics, because like, yeah, turns out it's something that really suit with me. But in the end, yeah, we just hoping the best for what happened in the future. That's it.
Yeah, personally, I think your point about the evolution of the workplace was really interesting, that now it's sort of considered a place for like the larger like admin work, instead of being, the place where like all the colleagues are going to go every day. And somehow that's also beneficial, because working from, the comfort of your home can, so obviously like it could help, it could make you less productive, but you're more comfortable. It's a better working environment for a lot of people. So I do think the whole like pros and cons is very true about the pandemic. And yeah, with that said, that concludes our interview. So thank you so much for coming today and providing us with the insight.
Sure, Kamia, thank you everyone.